Hello and welcome to Mediacafe Travel. Be sure to subscribe at the red button below or on the bottom right hand corner of this video. Today, we take a look at the recently reopened Beau Rivage Buffet. We recently went back to Biloxi and had the opportunity to revisit the buffet at Beau Rivage, which of course is the MGM affiliated casino in Biloxi, Mississippi. It's very similar in some ways to the Bellagio in its decor. I think it's meant to be sort of a sister hotel. But of course, it's not as large as Bellagio and not as opulent as Bellagio, but it certainly is one of the best properties in Biloxi. We're going to show you a full line view of what's on the buffet and show you some of the dishes that we selected to eat. This video was shot at dinner on a Friday night, but as you can see, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Although for the moment, they are open on limited days, Thursday through Monday. So you can see that it does have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but only on limited days, basically over the weekend. Now, there are several differences from the previous version of the Beau Rivage buffet that was going on prior to the lockdown. And so we're going to point out some of those differences and discuss them here as well. So I'm going to note first off, I'm showing you some of the labels and also the section labels, and they do not match all the time. Some of them are, partial matches. Some of them are exact matches in terms of like specific foods, like the spicy corn, for instance. But they're actually not quite aligned with what is on display. So I want to point that out first of all. And here we are getting right into the line of some of the seafood items that you'll find there. One of the things that is missing, and one of the big differences that you'll see is there are no crab legs. This is a Friday night dinner, and Friday night and Saturday night dinners used to be seafood dinner that featured crab legs. So that was very popular, and as you well know, crab legs are one of the major attractions of many a buffet. In fact, some people only go to the buffet to get something like crab legs. But here you can see some of the other seafood items that they have available. Obviously, this is Biloxi, so a lot of the items will be Cajun themed, Cajun flair. And so you're going to see some unique stuff on here that you'll be able to tell is inspired by being, in the bayou area. So take a look. Again, some seafood items that are here, but one of the major differences is no crab legs. So you see some of the items we selected. I'll say this, looking at this plate, the fried chicken is excellent, actually. It is some of the best fried chicken I've had on a buffet. Not quite to the level of Wicked Chicken at the Wicked Spoon buffet, but very good. Now, here's a section that used to be the dessert section. It is now the Mediterranean section and also the salad section. So you can see some of the items that you'll find that you can put on your pitas or things of that nature on this section of the buffet. But we did say there's other things missing other than the crab legs. We did talk about the crab legs, but there's also some other key elements that are missing from previous buffets of this particular buffet, of the Beau Rivage buffet, that are missing that makes it a little less appetizing as it had been in the past. And one of that is actually you saw that there's an Asian section on this bar. However, in the past there was a whole other section that's closed off, completely closed off, which used to be the Asian section, and that section was huge. I mean, it was as big as this salad bar and Mediterranean area. It's that big of an area that had lots of choices, and one of those choices was dumplings. So that is a key element missing. And one other thing I'll talk about that they may or may not have in the future on this particular buffet, but it wasn't on the night that we came, which was always a highlight, was their fried pork chops. They always had some fantastic fried pork chops. Now, this is called world cuisine, but technically it's all kinds. And I guess this is part of the world, but smokehouse beans, not usually considered world cuisine, but they are actually really good. So I should not make fun of them. Those are some really good baked beans, and I enjoy baked beans. So certainly was a treat, but being called the world cuisine is kind of odd for smokehouse beans. But they do have other things that do qualify, which you'll see coming up, and see if you can guess what they are. But we're going to see sort of some of the sliced meats and the carving station as well. But world cuisine, maybe. this was an interesting section, the Biloxi style pizza. They do have a wood fire oven back there making the pizzas, and the pizzas are certainly pretty good for buffet. And Biloxi style looks a lot like, I guess, Chicago style. Very thick, or maybe the fact that they're not square slices that makes them Biloxi style, but certainly was a surprise. I had never heard the term Biloxi style pizza before. But again, the pizza is not bad at all, and that pasta is pretty good as well. So certainly not disappointing to eat, but I was a little bit surprised that there was a category called Biloxi style pizza. But you never ever know. So next is the dessert section, which used to be the salad bar. So to keep that in mind, this used to actually be the salad bar. And we showed you the salad bar is now where the dessert section used to be. So now the dessert section is where the salad and soup bar used to be. So here is sort of the look at what is on display at the salad bar. The dessert bar. And they've got key lime pie, as you would expect for a southern buffet to have. It's certainly very good. Again, creme brulee, which is always nice to have on a buffet for sure. And many other very nice desserts. everybody loves ice cream, and here's some ice cream that you can get on the buffet, and you can get it in cones or bowls, and lots of toppings, which you saw earlier. But this happens to be the swirl, the soft serve swirl, vanilla and chocolate ice cream, which is always good to have on the buffet dessert line. And again, it's extremely nice to have the Beau Rivage buffet back in action. It's still limited, and I think that's going to change over time, but it's good that it's back. They do not have status, so the MGM status does not apply. Please subscribe so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Media Cafe Travel.